Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, Miami knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you want to know, it's the Dolphins Show. Quench your thirst for all things Miami Dolphins. They are the football kings, cause they play to win. Come on in and have some fun, whether we have lost or we have won. For all things Miami, it's Dolphins Thursday.
Hello, Miami Dolphins fans. As you can see tonight, I'm with Steve again. We will be talking about all things Miami Dolphins, but more specifically, tomorrow's game against the Kansas City Chiefs. So I know we're all ready, Steve, but before we get onto that, how are you doing tonight, Mr. Steve, over in Houston, Texas?
Well, first off, I'd like to say guten Tag to everybody.
Hey, look at you. You're getting fancy on it.
Well, I spent 3 years in West Germany when it was West Germany. I spent 3 years there, lived there when I was in the military. So I did pick up a little bit of the language. Of course, I forgot a lot of it. But Frankfurt, I'm very, very knowledgeable of where they're at in Frankfurt. I spent some time there. I went all over Germany, but Frankfurt was where I flew into and spent some time in Frankfurt. Very nice city, beautiful town. It's a great place to be. Good beer, good bratwurst, good stuff. So anyway, I'm doing great. Rob, how are you doing?
I can't complain, man. The good thing is tomorrow, yes, our clocks fall back tonight, so we all get a little extra sleep, except for my poor wife, who's a nurse and is working the night shift tonight. And she says, can't believe I signed up for the shift that it falls back. But other than that, all this, I've been there many years as a police officer. But, I don't complain when it jumps ahead when I'm working the midnight shift. But when it falls back, you're like, oh, man. But it's all good. But, hey, so tomorrow morning, we'll wake up early. Here on the East Coast, not super early. It's 9:30. But, man, for people that are fans on the West Coast of the United States and you're in 1 hour earlier in Texas, that's early. We get to sleep in. It's like 9:30. That's nothing, But for some fans, man, if you're a Dolphin fan living out west, 6:30 in the morning is early to wake up to watch Miami Dolphins football. But, hey, wouldn't have it any other way. Let me get a quick hello. Ray Finkel, Frederick Dunlap, Crazy Dolphin, Back It Up Ben's podcast, and Ray Finkel, big thanks up to all of you. Thank you for joining us so early in the show. So tomorrow is another one of those marked on the calendar days from the beginning of the season that, you look and you say, wow, that's going to be a good game. And then when it got in the news that it was coming out in Germany, it was kind of in a little bit bigger news on a national basis than it was already going to be, because now we're the only one that's going to be playing. This I did the day of the schedule announcement. Schedule news. Dolphins go to Germany. And obviously I picked Tyreek as a representative since it's going against his old team.
Right.
So, but it just shows now, man, that day's finally here. We're going to wake up tomorrow morning and we're going to see our Dolphins taking on Kansas City. And I like what McDaniel, you touched on it backstage. I touched on it on my show yesterday. I like how McDaniel phrased it. He knows what, hey, Scotty, thin's up to you. But, yeah, we know for sure how McDaniel said it. If we lose, is that we can't beat anyone. And if we win, we're Super Bowl contenders. So right there, that McDaniel's been listening to the media. He knows it as much as they always say, I never listened to the media. And he knows exactly how fans roll. He was a fan way back when he was a ball boy back in the day, So he knows how we roll. And for sure, it's going to we're all going to be walking around like, woo, or we're going to be like, oh, man, we haven't beaten a winning team yet. It's just how fans roll, but it's mainly from what the talking heads are saying. So, Steve, I know we won't have – you and I both are leaning Dolphin. We won't give our exact score prediction until the end of the game, but right now we're leaning Miami Dolphins. I will give that hint away. So what scares you about tomorrow, like gives you a little what was it Bobby Finstock like to say on the other cause for pause, or and then get onto the good stuff. What gives you confidence about tomorrow? So first start off with what gives you a little worry about tomorrow?
What gives me a little worry about tomorrow is our defense. And I'll tell you why. although they have been playing well the last few games, and honestly, they didn't play too bad against the Eagles. They started to find their groove, I believe, when they played the Eagles, a legitimate groove, I mean. And we got some guys back, in the defensive backfield. We got Ramsey back. We got X, I believe, is playing. We got Needham. So all of our guys are healthy in the defensive backfield. But what really concerns me is not really the Kansas City Chiefs running game or even so much their receivers, although Kelsey is a really good tight end, really great tight end, is Mahomes. Mahomes is who gives me pause. Uh,
Right, for sure.
we've seen him play hurt. We've seen him play all kinds of ways, make all kinds of crazy plays on the field. He's a hard guy to take down. He's a hard guy to if you put pressure on him, he's dangerous. He makes him even more dangerous. He's very creative in his and he can create plays is what I'm saying. So that's what gives me pause on the Kansas City Chiefs. And um, I'm the defensive line, their defensive line, and also their defensive backfield. Actually, their defensive backfield is number 2 in the league. They're good to pass. Not so much on the run. Not so much on
Right,
the
yeah, they're
run.
not that. Yeah, I
They're
know.
not that good on the run, but they still have some really tough guys up front. Chris Jones is just one of the guys. They have a couple others. I can't, names escape me right now. They can rush the passer. They can get to the passer, and I know Armstead is back, and we are down, and Connor Williams is playing, so that's good.
Yeah,
But the 2 guard spots are what scare me.
yeah,
I
that
think,
that scares me too.
yeah,
That
yeah, I think
scares me.
Austin Jackson can hold his own, but the 2 guard spots in the middle there is what really scares me.
I know against Chris Jones for sure.
Yeah.
Steve, I know the answer to this one, but he has to use specifically Steve, Mr. Dunlop, because he knows you're an old fogey. I just happened to have this trivia on my trivia the other day on
Oh
my website.
gosh. Yeah. Yeah. I
I
I
will give you a hint, Steve. It's late 1970s.
I
So,
want to
or
I want to say maybe 78.
uh, a little, very close. One year, I think it was 1977. I would
Was it
have to go look, but
77? Okay.
I just did that on dolphinthirsty.com. Check out Miami
Man,
Dolphins trivia all the time.
dude,
So,
that's
but that's
really
what I,
that's really stretching the old brain.
yeah. But anyway, bunch of scaredy cats. Hey, the good thing, Scotty, is both of us we think are leaning Dolphins. You just got to stick with us. But
Mhm.
tomorrow is going to be a tough game. Let's face it. They're defending AFC champions, defending Super Bowl champions. Been in 3 recent Super Bowls, winning 2 of them. They're no joke. They're good. Have they taken maybe a little step back this year? I think so. Have we taken enough step forward to knock them off? We will find out tomorrow on a neutral field over there in Germany.
Mhm.
But I'm leaning yes on my exact score prediction will come at the end, just like you, Steve. But I see good things. I think we're ready defensively. We're about as much. Yes, back it up, didn't cast. That is it, 100%. But oh, he says that was the game. That's when Mr. Dunlop became a fan. So I was a few
Mhm.
years. I was on the planet. I was like 7 years old at that point. But I became a fan like in 1981 when we lost to the Chargers, the then San Diego Chargers in that epic playoff game. It's the day I remember being a fan.
Yep, I
Yeah,
was there. I
are
was
the
at that
game we've
game.
been waiting for. Yep, for some great time. Yes, it is, Scotty, and it's going to be, like I say, it's going to really be a good game if we win. It's going to make the rest of the day fun and enjoyable, seeing whatever happens. Michael K was in here. It's funny though; he doesn't make his Buffalo Bills prediction. They're taking on Cincinnati. He keeps on, and I like Michael K. I pick on him because he picks on our Dolphins. He's okay, but I love how he doesn't talk about he should be worried about his Buffalo Bills tomorrow night against Cincinnati than worrying about our Miami Dolphins
Yeah,
tomorrow.
that's gonna be a matchup.
Yeah. AJ Hawk, Emmett said, like AJ Hawk is some guru of picking. Tony Hawk's a better skateboarder than AJ Hawk as at predicting games. So Yeah, I was really young back then, but I do remember my Dolphin history at times, not all on the top of the head. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, look at to Michael K. Okay, let's get back to ourselves. I just Michael K's picking on the Dolphins like Buffalo has such a great history of winning Super Bowls. How many Lombardis do they have in their trophy cases? Oh, an easy Braxton Berrios number, 0. So, but anyway, that's their great history. But all fun aside there, I think our defense is the most healthy it's been all season.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have Ramsey looking like we're gonna have Xavier Howard, Javon Howard. I mean, and Javon Holland. We got all these guys coming back. Phillips is starting to come on his own. Chubb, who I've been a critic of over the since they made the trade for him, he's starting to come on and make me eat my words, saying we overpaid him and over gave up compensation for him. He's starting to play well. And it's Wilkins. How can I not say Wilkins? He's definitely stepped up his game in recent weeks.
He
So
has.
defense is starting to come around. And I think we're peaking. Tomorrow is going to be a very tough test, of course, because we got the Kansas City Chiefs. Very little chance they're only going to get 3 field goals in the game like they did last week, against the Broncos. So we're getting them off of that. But I'm more confident. I just think the defense is peaking at the right time. At least we're getting Armstead back. The guards scared me on the offensive line, like you pointed out at the top of the show. But getting Armstead back and having Jackson and having Connor Rillams in the middle, at least he can maybe help out one of the guards a little bit, and we will see. I hope we can run the football tomorrow because, like you said, Kansas City is not as strong. They're really good at getting to the quarterback, so you're going to have to keep them
Right.
honest running the football some because
Yep.
you don't want them teeing off on Tua, rushing them into throws. So you definitely got to get in there. Oh my God. Now he can't be much closer without being exactly what my score prediction is. I almost just want to say, I'm going to say it because, I don't know how long we're going to run tonight. I'm predicting Dolphins just so he knows. I really do. I said Dolphins 28, Chiefs 24. So you can't be much closer than what I just said there. You can give your score too, since I let my cat out of the bag or
Sure.
all that.
Well,
Oh my God, that's basically what I said.
that's my score right there. 27-24, Miami.
Wow, I didn't know what yours was. We are
Yeah.
all in the same ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
That's really cool. Let's see, what did he say? Yeah, in the nickel base, Wilkins, Sailor, Phillips, Baker, Long, Ramsey, Howard, Coho. Yes, that is a nice defense. And just a perfect offense to go up against to bring back that good defense when you're going up against Patrick Mahomes. Oh, Scotty goes with a little higher scoring, but also a close game, 38-31.
Could very well be I think it's going to go two ways. I think it's going to be a close, tight game, or it's going to be a high scoring game. But
Yeah.
I project it will be a close, tight game right up to the end, and we win 27-24.
Yeah. The windows will officially close on Josh Allen. So a little Michael K shade there, he's saying. But anyway, so I just had to throw that in there. But so it's funny that because I know Bobby this morning, he predicted, I think he said like 28-27 or something like that. Well, I know he said the 28, and that's what when I was watching his show, I told him, oh, that's very close to what I said.
Did he pick the Dolphins?
Yeah, he picked the Dolphins.
Oh, good, good, yeah.
Yeah. And then so did Hank.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I know that's very interesting, Scotty. I haven't seen, to be honest, I didn't even know it was a retractable dome until earlier, just like until Thursday when someone came in one of my shows and said it was a retractable dome. And I was like, so then I Google it, and it is set. It does say it, but all the pictures I see of it has the roof open. So I don't know. And then I heard people talking about weather all week, so it kind of surprised me. Like, well, why are we all talking about weather? If it's
I think
roof?
it's supposed to be. I think there's some rain in the forecast in Frankfurt, and overcast and some rain and some wind, if I'm not mistaken. And that's typical for that area, Frankfurt, at this time of year. A lot of rain, cloudy, rainy and cloudy days. cold, I guess you could say, for us Floridians, but it's cool for them.
Yeah. Yeah. No, right. Of course. So, but
Hmm.
that's what I was saying. So, yeah, Scotty, I guess, probably was the one in my show telling me that it was like I said, I don't follow soccer or any of the European sports, to be honest. So, I didn't know much about the stadium. Then I saw
Hmm.
everyone talk. Even Joe Rose, who's over there, but that was before he went over there. He had been talking about the weather and wondering how the weather was going to be. So, he probably didn't even know it was going to be maybe a retractable roof.
Right.
Hey, Irvin, fins up to you. Thank you for coming in the room. We're all looking forward to the show tomorrow. Hope your little photo there of Tyreek Hill gets to burn his old team is what we're all hoping for. That he has a big game tomorrow. You know, Kansas City is like we're saying as Dolphin fans. Oh, you can't let Kelsey beat us. Kelsey, however you want to say his name, Mr. Commercial Man. You can't let him beat us. They're probably saying, let's not let Tyreek
Well,
Hill beat us. So
here's the thing about that, Rob. One of their uh, I think he's a cornerback or if he's the safety, I'm not sure. Reed, I guess his name is, really good player. One of the good players back there. Anyway, and they were asking him in an interview, how do you contain or how do you cover Tyreek Hill? And I believe one of the things he said was he said you've got to attack him at the line of scrimmage, basically get physical with all of the receivers. And he says you got to keep everything in front of you. You can't let them get behind you. And when they do catch in front of you, don't let them go out of bounds and hit them hard.
yeah,
So physical, getting
right.
physical with the
Get
receivers.
physical. Yeah.
Hmm.
Someone said it's up to KC because they are the home team, but I think NFL wants good football and will have it shut. But I'm guessing. All right, Scotty, that's cool to know.
Hmm.
That's good to know. But anyway, he says all the NFL's good QBs have national commercials. Tua's been on some commercials there, sir.
He has. And number one,
Yeah, he
just
has the
to
Gatorade.
yeah, he does have a commercial, not really big national commercials, I guess you
Yeah,
could say. But the problem is he doesn't want to have
yeah, he
to
doesn't like the
he's a very
publicity.
private person. So
Yeah,
he's not too keen on Hard Knocks. It's supposed to be they're going to be on Hard Knocks. He wasn't too keen on that, and he's just a very private person. They even asked him if he wanted to be on the quarterback show, and he said, "Nah, I'm too personal. I don't like people intruding in my life."
yeah,
So
exactly.
I can go along with that. Why not? You know.
And the only good Josh Allen commercial is the one that has Dan Marino in it. So, it's really more Dan Marino than Josh Allen anyway.
Hmm.
So it's all good. But back to tomorrow's game. Hopefully Moser is 100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
muscle milk. There you go. I knew I was saying Gator. I knew it was some drink that he was
Hmm.
is a national commercial for. So, but anyway, so hopefully Mozart is up and running tomorrow, Steve, because like you say, Kansas City is vulnerable to the run game. I
Yes.
think he's going to be okay because they almost list him every single week for some kind of injury or, he
Hmm.
gets his ankle last week and, again. But I think he should be a goal tomorrow. And hopefully I wish we had a Chan for this game, but we don't. I'm sure they probably wish they had some players that they have out. That's football.
Hmm.
But I really wish we had a Chan for this game because I think he would be a big bonus.
Oh,
Uh,
absolutely.
you know,
We need all the weapons we can get.
the, the,
You
I
know.
know because tomorrow I do believe it's going to be a very close game tomorrow. I
I
mean, I
do.
just
I
as
do
our
too.
scores say, and like when you go against Mahomes, he's definitely the best in football, no doubt about it. He's number one quarterback. His resume says it all. He wins and he puts up the numbers. He's crazy outside, making up things, making up throws on the run where you think you have him contained, and the next thing you know, he throws a 40-yard pass down the field on the dime. It's like,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
frustrating, those type quarterbacks. And,
Sidearm and sidearm too.
and he sidearm them, and then he can scramble and get
Scramble out.
yardage.
Yeah.
He's just a special guy.
Hmm.
So whenever
Natural
you play
talent.
those
He's
elite
a
quarterbacks,
natural quarterback. He's a
yeah,
natural
no, for
quarterback.
sure.
You
And
know,
whenever you
just
play
natural
great
talent.
quarterbacks, like it's never going to be an easy game to line up
Hmm.
in. And he's
Yeah.
coming off a not so good game on his standard against the
Yes.
Broncos. So
Yes.
that's extra motivation. I know people say, well, they're always motivated, but they are. But when you lose and you play like he played and not that great up to his standards, he's going to come back this week, raring to go. I'm hoping they get a little more traffic, a little air lag on their side since they got there later in the week, Uh, let's see, Mahomes has a resume, but this season is outplaying him, in my opinion, at least. Yeah, so maybe so far, but yes, there's a long season to go. Mahomes definitely has the resume. But hey, if Tua keeps on playing at the level he's playing, the Dolphins are good. Let's just keep it there, keep it rolling. And I agree with you, Scotty. Then we can come to the conclusion at the end of the year who had the better season. But right now, Tua's playing great. The Dolphins are playing well. Other than the one knock on them is that they haven't beaten a good team this year. You know, it is what it is. They've only had a chance to play two teams with winning records. They failed on both of them. But it's a small sample size. The season's young. We're merging together. We didn't have a lot of our pieces, and now they're coming into focus, coming back together, and we'll see how we are moving forward. Either way, as we kind of touched on the top of the shoulder, what McDaniel said. Oh, Ray Finkel, you're right about what happens if we tie.
That's a good one.
I don't know. He didn't cover that one. Maybe we're a playoff team if we tie. There you
Mhm.
go. So I forgot to cover that. But either way, the season's not over if you lose tomorrow, and it's not
No,
like don't go booking your playoff tickets if they win tomorrow. There's still a lot of football left to be played, but it
exactly.
would be a good measuring stick for where we stand right now as far as beating that narrative from, oh, we can't beat good teams. That's basically what tomorrow is about. And, of course, for home field and all that, yada, yada, all that important stuff, of course. But just
Mhm.
because we lose it doesn't mean it's over. And this doesn't mean we win tomorrow. Oh, we got everything clinched. We can kick back in reserve,
Yep.
So it's a lot of good football. The good thing is, if we win, then we go into a bye week, really get people healed up, really get some people back, maybe even the aforementioned A Chan back. So you get that all that rolling after the break. Hey, we could really be on a roll down the stretch. But I've seen many good Dolphin records go woo, boom. And he Daniel said the same thing. He goes, he's seeing them boom. I was saying, oh, that's speaking from a Dolphin fan, that part right there. So he knows that the record can go down as easy quickly. Hey, Newfoundland. Sorry I didn't see you sneak in there. And Canes Dolphins 89. Sorry, I did not see you sneak in. All you guys, it's awesome to have you. But Steve,
Mhm.
I know you stand on like it's not a must win, you said tomorrow, but where would you rank it in importance as far as a win?
Well, it's not a must win, but I would like to see them win to eliminate that stigma that we can't beat good teams. As a fan, as far as a fan perspective goes, but also, it'd be nice. They are an AFC team, so if we win and we continue to be successful the rest of the year, this could be pay off dividends in the end. We could be ranked, or seeded number one in the playoffs and have home
Yep.
field advantage, like you and I were talking about earlier.
Yep. Irving, great mind thinks alike. That was my exact score. Dolphins 28, Chiefs 24, man. We're all in that same neighborhood.
Hmm.
And guys, before I forget, I don't always ask because I forget sometimes. If you're in here and you haven't done so already, hit the fins up button. But here on YouTube and Facebook, they call it the thumbs up. So hit
And
that like
also,
button.
if any of you all want to buy any kind of NFL gear, especially Dolphins gear, you can. There's a link at the bottom of the description, and you can purchase your gear through Fanatics, and that would help out the Dolphin Thirsty YouTube channel, and keep the lights going on for Rob over there.
Yep, and you pay the same. Use all the discount codes they have on their safe and secure site. This is an affiliate link, is all it is. So thank you,
Hmm.
Steve.
Hmm.
And hey, Finn's Take CB. He's always great, guys. Make sure you check out his show, Finn's Take with CB83. He recently hit 1,000, so a lot of you probably already found him. Really cool guy. We keep on saying it. I need to get him on my show one day. I would love to be on his show one day. It will work. He's a great guy, great content. Hey, hooked it up, Joe. Fins 31-24. All right, that's more or less I said 28-20. I mean, I said 28-24. So we're all in that same line. Crazy Dolphins has it 35-28. Hey, that'd be another good.
Be an awesome game.
Yes, sir, we definitely will do it. But no, it should be an awesome game. And I do expect the Dolphins to have a better game than they did against the Buffalo Bills and the Eagles. I just truly expect it. That's why I predicted them to win. I wish I knew for sure, but I just have that feeling tomorrow they're going to give us the nice, that I almost wish the Broncos the Broncos had not beaten, the Kansas City, because we're kind of getting like the Eagles coming off a loss when they had lost to the Jets the week before they play us. Wow, I don't know about that. FSU to be beating you next set. I don't know about that. Canes, they don't look that great. They haven't played against many, but I'd be surprised if I like the Gators kind of because my son goes to UF, but I also grew up down here in South Florida, so I went to the first ever national championship for the Canes when Howard Snellenberger. So I always followed their program, but I don't know. We will see. But yeah, we will see if that happens next week. Wow.
Yeah.
He got us winning by 2 scores. I like that.
I love it, man. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, me too, man. Hey, you've seen his shows before, Steve. If not, make sure you
Absolutely.
check out his.
Absolutely.
Right.
I sure have.
All right, good stuff. He has good stuff on there.
He sure does. Very good
So
content.
we got a lot of positive Dolphin, other than Michael K, of course. But Michael K would never say that, they could be playing William Mary, and he would say the Dolphins are going to lose. So that's just Michael K. It's how he rolls, but that's okay, man. We can't all be Dolphin. We can't all be so happy to be Dolphin fans, Some people have to be fans of the other team, so it happens. So it's all good. But as far as tomorrow being over in Germany, I find that's another break than having to go into Arrowhead. Yes, a lot of travel, but Kansas City has to travel too in this case, because going into Arrowhead, it would have been rough. This is on neutral ground, and there's not going to be the distraction of Tyreek Hill going into Arrowhead Stadium, which would have been great theater, great TV to see Tyreek go over to Kansas City and drop a couple touchdowns on them. That would be awesome. Yeah. It would be a lot of fun. So, hey, there you go, guys. If any of you guys are on the West Coast, please get your sleep because you're really waking up early. Here, like I said, on the East Coast, it's not too bad. The clocks fall back tonight, so we all at least get that extra hour, like I said, other than my poor wife who's working all night. But, it is that. Oh, that should be a good game. I still say Alabama. How can you go against Alabama? I would say Alabama. But it should be another good game. There were some good games. Missouri gave Georgia a good game tonight. And then, so there was some really good stuff going on in college football today. So, yes, we get an extra hour. Unless you live like in Arizona in the states that don't change. But if you live in in the time zones that change, tonight's the night the clocks fall back 1 hour. Oh, I don't like Alabama either, man. Not saying I want Alabama. That's a big difference. If you ask me who I want, then that's a whole different answer, Scotty. But who do I think is going to win? I think Alabama's going to win. But, I know, Steve, you don't follow college football too much either.
No, not too much. Not anymore like I used to. But I still like my Canes. I still like my Canes.
Yeah, we'll see. They play tonight. What time's the game tonight for the Canes, Mr. Kane? You're probably watching it any minute. I know they're taking on NC State. So thank you for spending a minute with me and here, Finn's Canes. But see, we are wrapping up pretty soon. I think we must pretty much covered it.
Okay.
Guys, if you happen to be new to the room and had never found me before, please tackle that subscribe button. It helps the channel and is free to you. And it just helps out the channel be found because I'm just here to talk Dolphins football with fellow Dolphin fans and the occasional Michael K. Buffalo Bills fan. It happens. I can't kick him out. He's an okay guy other than the team he decides to root for and trolling me at times. But it's all good.
So, Rob, let me ask you this, Rob. What are your 3 keys to the game?
Thank you. Keys of the game. It's gonna be basic football 101. Win the turnover battle. You cannot
Mhm.
be turning the ball over against Kansas City and give them extra chances. Create your own turnovers. That's what we need. Give ourselves
Yeah,
extra
for sure.
chances. And once again, 101. But like you said, Kansas City is not the best run defense. Be a balanced team, keeping Mahomes off the field. Keep them balanced. Keep Tula upright because Kansas City is up in the top of the league at getting to the quarterback. That's what they
Mhm.
do best. They get to the quarterback. But if you run the ball well, that should keep them a little more honest. And getting Armstead back is a big help. Austin Jackson is really good at pass protection, so that should help.
Mhm.
I mean, that's where
Yeah.
he's really strong in when you
Yes.
point out he's my Mr. PFF. Steve is my Mr.
Mhm.
PFF
No, he is.
contact.
He's strong in pass blocking for sure.
He's good at pass blocking, and that's what Kansas City does back. Connor Williams is good. Now, we don't know how Robert Jones is going to do over a course of a whole game, and Cotton's going to do over the course of a whole game. That scares me a little bit. So
Mhm.
somehow keep a balanced attack so they can't just put their ears back, as the old saying, and just rush the quarterback every single play. So play ahead. Do not fall behind because if you fall behind Kansas City and you got to start throwing the ball, you're going to be in trouble. You got to get
Mhm.
out ahead of them. Play. And then our defense is much better at playing because then we get after
Yeah,
the quarterback.
for
And our
sure.
defense is much better playing ahead. We don't play
Mhm.
like most teams. So it's like I said, this is football. It's nothing. No, I'm not breaking any science here telling you, oh, I got the secret to beat Kansas City. It's two good football teams going against each other. Avoid stupid pre-snap penalties. Like I always say,
Mhm.
penalties that happen during the course of play, you can't really avoid those. It's just going to happen. Would I rather a guy hold a guy about to decapitate Tua? Yeah, I'd rather the guy hold him than Tua get decapitated. So plays like that, I can live with. But don't go jumping off sides. Don't line up in the neutral zone.
Yeah.
Don't do stupid stuff like that. Don't turn over the ball and create turnovers. Sorry, Steve. I covered just about everything, but now you can say, what's your key to
No,
the
no, no.
game?
That was excellent. And my number one was what you said, and that's we need to come out like gangbusters, man. We got to come out there and score first. We got our defense has to keep Mahomes off that field. That not just Mahomes, but the whole offense, KC offense off the field. You know, three and outs, and we got to stay ahead of the game. And I believe we do need a balanced attack because when we have the balanced attack and we start running, that's going to open up the passing attack, right? And that's
Right.
where our strength is at. Well, that's basically where I think our strength is at. That's where our biggest playmakers are at because we don't have a chain, right? A chan. So Mostert can break it, but he's not a chan. And I think that opening up that passing attack by running will give us a better chance of winning this game. Also, we've got to eliminate, as you said, 101, right? Basic
Right.
football 101. Eliminate the turnovers. Do not turn the ball over. We are not playing Carolina. We are not playing New England. We are not playing any of those other teams that are not the playoff caliber teams.
Right.
So when you're playing against a team like KC, you cannot make mistakes.
No.
None.
And
We've got to play a clean game as far as penalties go as well. I know that's a lot of keys to the game, but they all run together. Um, and I think we got to win the trenches, both
yeah.
defensively and offensively. We've got to win in the trenches. Somehow we got to win in the trenches.
Yeah, I agree. And hooked up Joe, and I didn't take it as yelling. I just read it as it is, Joe. And tackle. Yes, they need to
Yes.
tackle better. There's some times this
Yes,
year that
sir.
they have not tackled well. So I
Hmm.
agree. And then
Hmm.
also Scotty chimed in with the same thing, tackled on first contact. Yes, don't let them break it. Hey, hey, Evan, a big fins up. Thank you. Hey, Evan, we're always warm and fuzzy here at Dolphins Thirsty, no matter what you say. Guys, Evan Posner is part of the Fins Talk Sports Network. He's a big Jason Sanders fan, but he has been giving him kudos this year, so I shouldn't tease him
Hmm.
about that anymore. But Evan can be found on Real Talk, Fins Talk. Good network over there to catch Dolphin stuff.
Yeah, host of the Fins bandwagon.
Yeah, host of the Fins bandwagon. And I think he'll be on tomorrow, bright and early, like 8 a.m. Evan, you can say what time your show's on the Fins Talk Sports Network tomorrow. They're waking up early. Steve and I decided to do our
No,
pregame tonight.
these old timers are going to sleep in.
Yeah, I'm going to sleep in and roll over and watch football.
Yep.
So it's going to be good. Yeah, please, thank you, Crazy, for reminding people. Give me that fins up, guys, which is the thumbs up. Let's see. Contain defense and keep the outside shoulder free. Squeeze and spill. Rally to the football. Hunt. Yes, I love when the defense swarms to the football.
Exactly.
Yes, that's what they need. Don't look at the guy who says, "Oh, he's going to bring him down," and just stand there looking. Go pound to make sure he falls down.
Yeah.
Like that whole Buffalo Bill game where, Cater Cole, who unfortunately couldn't bring down, and then the other guy comes in and then Diggs breaks free and runs for a touchdown. You got to avoid stuff like that. That is true. There you go. Pre-game show at 8 a.m. tomorrow, guys. That'll be Bobby and Evan, always bringing you good Dolphin content, just like I say, as does Finn's Take with CB83. All good stuff in here, man. We're just one big happy Dolphin family, man. Win or lose, we stick together. We may, like you say, Steve, sometimes we may not agree on what the team should do, how the team should do it, who they should trade, who they should cut, who they should draft. But the one thing we do agree, we want them to win. And
absolutely,
I love how you say that all the time. Can't believe Kelsey didn't talk Mahomes and they flew COVID shot. I was saying that's I need the drum roll like a joke. That's a pretty good one right there, man. I like that one, on cue there. But yeah, I don't think I have. No, I don't have a drum roll. Oh, well, but there's like there. There, that's a little positive sound. That was a good one, my friend. Yeah, tomorrow, guys, not just Dolphins. They will cover the whole NFL and predict each game. And last week, they predicted. I know, I forget what they predicted. I know they had two upsets. I know Bobby picked, I don't know how, but Bobby picked the Broncos beating the Chiefs.
Yeah,
and
he
Evan
did.
Evan had someone, I forget who he had, but Evan had someone. Who did Buffalo play last week or whoever? I forget. Who did? I forget. I forget who Evan nailed last week. So, yes, he does. Bengals over 49ers. Okay, that was your one. Bengals over 49ers.
Ah, yes. Mm-hmm.
Man, all the great Dolphin greats are coming in here today, man. DG Live's in the house. Guys, make sure you check out his channel, too. Add the extra E for live.
I like that. I like that, DG.
Yeah. Game prediction: Taylor Swift goes over 1 receiving yards. Hey, thank you, George. Again, I need to get you on my show again soon. He has been on my show, but I need to get him on there again in the very near future. Super guy, another super content to go.
Oh, yeah.
Hey.
DG Live puts out some great content, folks. Go ahead and check him out.
He does, man. We're getting all the greats in here. It's fun, man. And Hooked Up Joe, he's on a lot of the shows talking in the rooms. He's great. He knows his Dolphin stuff too. Man, Joe, it's like you is the reason I do the show, man, because you make it so much fun. All of you guys that come into the room, Scotty, and all you awesome Finn fans, man. You make it so much fun. I can't say enough kind words. AJ Dewey, that's a reference because that was my first favorite player ever. Number 77 for the Miami Dolphins back in the day, out of LSU. His claim to fame was the 1982 AFC Championship game where he had 3 interceptions against the New York Jets in a muddy Orange Bowl field. I would never forget that game. He was my first favorite player. I met him way back in the day at Burdines, and I know that store doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah, wow, Burdines.
Yeah, Burdines at Dayland. My mom took me to meet AJ Dewey because he was signing at the mall, and me and my buddy Troy went with me, and it was great, man. It was great stuff, man. Good stuff to do. So, anyway, see, I say we just about wrap up. Evan will cover anything that we didn't cover tonight, and it's always an honor to have you. And guys, we had a lot of people in here. I really appreciate it. You guys rock. I normally roll in the mornings because of my schedule and all of that stuff. It's easier for me to do like a 10 a.m. show when most of you guys are doing the work thing. So I understand, but tonight was a good night to hook up with Steve. Steve and I always do a show together on the Fins Talk Sports Network, Tuesday nights, 7:30, Real Talk Fins Talk. And we also roll here unless I'm going to the Dolphins home game which Steve is always on, except for tomorrow because we're doing it tonight.
Right.
Pre-games, 10 a.m. every Sunday throughout the season. Whether it's Steve solo or me and Steve, we always bring you good pre-game stuff. Yes, you're all birds and all you guys. Like I said, I appreciate it, man. So, Steve, we already made our predictions, but in case people just joined the room, I said Miami Dolphins 28, Kansas City 24. You can give your final score one more time.
Yeah, absolutely. 20. What did I say? Oh, 27-24.
Yeah, you said 1 point different than me.
Yeah,
so I
that's
said
right.
I have
27-24. Miami Dolphins take the win, and Super Bowl bound, baby.
Hey, there you go, man. Hey, you might be like what Mike McDaniel said. We're going to be Super Bowl favorites if we win tomorrow. He was teasing, of course, but that's just how fans roll, which makes it great. Guys, thank you so much. Dolphins #1. And Steve, we would do your Real Talk, Fins Talk closeout, but let me find my video so we don't yell at the TV here. All right, you ready, Steve? Let's do your patented. Oh wait, hold on. We got one more comment. I see coming in here. Scotty. There's Scotty. Oh yes, and Crazy Dolphin reminds you guys to hit that like button. So that's awesome. So it sounds perfect. And actually, Scotty, I'm going to keep that reminder up there as I close out. That's such a good reminder. Fins up to all you guys. And Steve, now I'm at the closeout video. Are you ready?
Ready. Remember.
All right.
Dolphins #1, baby. Dolphins #1.
Dolphins thirsty, they never show no mercy. On the field or in the game, Miami knows how to play. Dolphins thirsty, we all get down and dirty. Tell you what you want to know, it's the Dolphins Show.